Myths and stories from many spiritual traditions are told to help us understand why the seasons change and about death and rebirth. Today's story is about 6,000 or 7,000 years old. It's from Sumeria and the city of Uruk in ancient Sumer. Uruk is between the rivers Euphrates and Tigris in the part of the world we call the Fertile Crescent, that is present-day Iraq. Around 5,000 years ago, people carved Inanna's story onto stone, onto what they call cuneiform tablets, which is the first evidence of writing in the whole world. Well, Inanna is the queen of heaven, and her sister Ereshkigal is the queen of the underworld, the world of the dead. And Inanna, sitting on her throne one day, heard the cries of her sister. Now, what she thought was, oh yeah, she's in charge down there. I think I'll go test my powers, particularly the power that I think I have to visit the underworld and be able to come back. So Inanna does two things to prepare for her journey. One, she asked her handmaid, Ninshibur, to rescue her if something were to go wrong. And two, she dresses up. She puts on her crown, earrings, this beautiful lapis necklace, a breastplate, a shield, a golden bracelet, the measuring rod, and her royal robes. And then she headed down toward the underworld. When she gets to the gate, she flies. Instead of saying, I'm curious about my sister and I want to see if I can go down and visit her, she says, oh, I'm just passing through. Well, the guardian of the gate, Nettie, he kind of has some questions. So he says, you wait here at the gate and I'm going to go ask what I should do. Well, the instructions he gets are, she can come down, but she can't violate the rules. So he comes back and lets her through the first gate. But as soon as she passes through that first gate, oh, wait, what is this? Where is my crown? Nettie responds, the ways of the underworld are perfect, Inanna. Well, okay, so she decides to go to the next gate, and the next gate, as she passes through, the same thing happens. She gets to the other side and, oh, where's my necklace? Nettie replies, the ways of the underworld are perfect, Inanna. At the third gate, it happens again. Oh, what is this? Where's my bracelet? The ways of the underworld are perfect, Inanna. At the next gate, oh, what happened to my measuring rod? The ways of the underworld are perfect, Inanna. And at the next gate, she lost her earrings, and at the next gate, she lost her robe, and she arrives in the throne room without any of her badges of office, without any of her powers or her beauty. And there she sees Ereshkigal. But Ereshkigal's in pain because she is having to receive all the souls of the dead. So the judges come And they come to Inanna and they pass judgment on Inanna. And their judgment is the rules of the underworld are perfect. And they strike her dead and hang her up there in the throne room. Well, meanwhile, back on above world, Ninshibur notices that Inanna hasn't returned. And so she goes looking to figure out what she can do to help her friend. And she goes and she asks for help. And she asks Inanna's brother, and he doesn't know what to do. And she asks Inanna's husband, and he doesn't know what to do. And she asks, and finally she goes to Enki, the god of wisdom, Inanna's grandfather. And Enki says, I have an idea. And he fashions out of the dirt under his fingernails these two tiny creatures. And these two tiny creatures, he gives the water of life. And then he sends them on their way. And they fly past the gates and aren't even stopped. And they fly all the way down to Ereshkigal's throne room. And there is Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld, and she is in pain. She is just so hurting. Oh, my insides. Oh, whoa, she says. And the two little creatures say, oh, your insides. Whoa. Whoa, my outsides. Oh, she says. Oh, your insides, say the two little creatures. And this goes on a while, and she notices that for the first time, something, somewhere, is sympathizing with her. Oh, you tiny creatures, I will give you anything you wish. Well, what they wish is that corpse of Inanna over there in the side of the throne room. Okay, they take Inanna and then they sprinkle the water of life on her and bring her up out of the underworld. She has gone down and she has risen, but that's not the end of the story, because the rules of the underworld are perfect and someone must be down in the underworld to take her place. Well, so she goes looking. Who should take her place? Well, her brother tried to help. Her grandfather helped. Ninshibur absolutely did a lot to help. So none of them should go down. But then she gets to her husband, who apparently wasn't a very good husband, because while she was gone, he was partying. You're the one who needs to take my place, says Inanna. But even in that moment, Dumuzi, her husband, is heading down to the underworld, and his sister, Geshtiniana, says, no one should have to do this alone. So I will split the time with him. And so this is why we have 6 months of winter and 6 months of summer, because Dumuzi and Geshtiniana trade off their time in the underworld. Now I invite you to think, in this story, have you ever been Inanna who thinks you can do more than you really can do? Have you ever been Ereshkigal, who's just in so much pain you don't have any energy for anybody else, and they're so grateful for someone to be sympathetic? Have you ever been Ninshibur, who's there to help out? And this is the end of our story this morning.